cái đường nó rời xuống nó mệt nó để dầu đưa nó
Welcome, Rinpoche, and Long Lorraine. Everyone would like to welcome Rinpoche. He flew in from New York just yesterday, right? Was that just yesterday? Seems so long ago. He came for Rinpoche, Gyatrul Rinpoche's sea burial. And so Khenpo Tsewang Dongyal Rinpoche founded the Padmasambhava Center in New York in 1989, I believe. And he's a close heart son of homeless Gyatrul Rinpoche. And we welcome him again with much warmth in our hearts because he was very close with Gyatrul Rinpoche. So thank you, and we hope that you will come much more and very frequently. Thank you.
Thank you everyone, lucky days, and good afternoon. Thank you for the day. I like and thank all members of the OTD and the Asian on me or asked me to give some advice talk after entering the Mahaparinirvana of the very venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. So I just thought to talk something about my knowledge, understanding about how we continue to keep up, maintain the lineage and legacy and visions of the very venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. That's what I really thought to talk. But also at the same time, now I understand is a kind of little bit controversial called modern technology, Zoom. So that what today I'm going to talk is really how to keep up the legacy and vision of the great master. And that means how to uphold the teaching of the greatest teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni and Gautama Sambhava leading masters. That's the really what I'm about to talk. I mean, of course, name you all. It's good to be should know. I mean, it's not something that I'm going to talk new things that you don't know or heard that. I guess to talk is something, same thing that you already know. So that's what I'm going to talk. Yeah, so now, what we said, by this entering Mahaparinirvana of the great master, such as the very venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche, his legacy and vision and the dream, as I said, but it's not something that completely different from the Buddha's and great Bodhisattva's vision to keep up the lineage teachings. That's what really we have to keep up. Exactly, keep up the lineage teaching, vision, and the wishes, intention of Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. And that is what is nothing different to practice. And in Buddhism, what teachings can be divided into two sections: studying and contemplating, and meditating and practice. These two are well keep up the lineage teachings. That's what really we all trying to gear up to maintain that. So now that means studying, contemplating, and then what you started, what you learn and contemplate and meditate and practice. In this case, generally you all are like the practitioners already investigated, already analyzed, so you all know this basically Buddha's teaching that. And now you have to put it into the practices. Really, practice is so important, and the meditation is so important, and that will keep up the legacy and visions. Along with that, then in all the great masters and lineage masters, all those great those teachers, what they do, they turn in the well of the three wells they call. The well of the beneficial activities, well of the meditation and the study activities, and well of the in the Tibet, Java Lake and Kolo, and Lopak Tusam and Kolo, Uma something in Kolo. These three said turning the well of that. Three wells. Again, I will repeat that in the English. First is well of the WHEEL, well of the beneficial activities. And the second is and the activity of the studying and contemplating. So I say you already said that already. No? And third well is then well of the meditation and practice. These three are called three wills. What means the will? Wills. Will. WHEEL. Will means turning all the time. As according to the teaching of the great teacher Buddha Shakyamuni, the samsara is turning all the time. It's like that's what they call kurva. It's always rotating. And similarly, to benefit to all these living beings, we should turn these three wheels non-stop. How we can turn on this turning with courage, commitment, and devotions, and respect to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and particularly, for example, this case, very venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. And you all know, I don't have to explain too much. Gyatrul Rinpoche was really one of the very, very qualified great masters in these centuries. All last centuries, 20th century and these 21st centuries. He born in Tibet, started all those teachings, received teachings, transmission from the great masters, great meditators, great lineage examples for us. And he received. One great master, Gyatrul Rinpoche said in his teachings, Dhamma Kera Mampu Jisu Zongs, in the words of my perfect teacher. The truly Gyatrul Rinpoche was upheld and take care of all those great masters, teachers in Tibet, and as well as in India, even in the West countries. It never stopped to contract with great qualified masters. Not just only contracting, but receive the teachings. And through that, it benefits you all too. So many people receive such great teachings, one after another, the great master, living masters in these centuries, or last centuries, really. All those had that. He upheld the teaching so bravely. And himself, as you all know, he was so humble, so simple, down to the earth. Down that, simple and humble, but yet courage and commitment, confidence, upkeeping the pure lineage teaching of the great teacher Buddha Shakyamuni and Guru Pema Sambhava and all the daily life. That is our examples. This is your examples. Now it's come to understand also, but it is true all to keep lineage teachings. Outweighed with really courage and commitment, grace, and joy and appreciation. Keeping the lineage teaching is not just a burden, it is our practice as now in meditation. For that, we are purifying so many obscurations and habit patterns, obscurations and emotions. Those in a Tibet, what called two obscurations. Obscuration. As these obscurations are purified, at that moment or the same time is increasing merits, accumulation merit, and wisdom merits are increasing. Realization of the enlightenment is not just coming by the not knowing anything. Read the life story of the great master Buddha Shakyamuni. According to the teaching, he practiced and meditated and followed all the 6 Paramata practices for 3 countless eons. He did this. This is our great teaching. That who did that? And that's because that's what he said. That's what he got enlightenment. He got enlightenment. And then we read life story of all those great masters. We call the great masters. As often say, they did not came as great masters when they were born. Before they become great masters, because of their courage, commitment, joyful effort to the virtues, and unending devotions, unfailing devotions, not ups and downs and all the roller coaster of the emotions. Really keeping steadily mounting like the devotions, commitment. And then they become the great masters. Then afterward, when they devoted the disciples, or their emanation with this and that things. But reality, they started with courage and commitment, confidence, devotions, all those teaching what I explained. They really absorb their heart and mind and body in speech. They become that. This enlightenment realization is not just occupied by certain groups or reserved by certain groups. According to the gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni, everyone has opportunities. Everyone has capability, not just opportunity, capability to discover their inner goal and true nature. Their origin goal. And not just that, not just only the way everyone. We are truly practitioners. We have the 18 endowments and 8 freedoms and 10 luxuries. And plus, so many enough teachings we all received. Empowerment, not just the teachings according to Gyatrul Buddhism, called outer teaching, inner teaching, secret teaching. We receive all teachings and then the most secret teachings, Mahanu and Api and Anu Yoga teachings. We receive teachings, empowerment, that has been instructions or that is important teachings. We got everything. Every jewels and precious tools of the enlightenment to make ourselves better so that we can benefit to the other beings at the same time. We receive all the tools. And that is, for example, in this case, the one Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche facilitated all that. He gave the teaching, instructions, transmission, very so beautifully, skillfully, many times with lot of good humans. Humans, really, he did. And many times and he acted as a child cookies. And that's what really he did all of that. And then for us, so many great masters. And he connected to you almost. So you are in a way, the fortunate beings. Generally, all the practitioners are very fortunate. But particularly that you all release so many really teachings and transmissions, one after another, and empowerment. That there is the highest teachings of the Buddhism for the inner tantra or the Dokchi teaching, you are overloaded completely. Now is the time to put that into practices. Time more to make offering to the very Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. Make offering of these 3 wills, offerings as I said. Will of the beneficial activities, that means keep the legacy, medium, the external, such as these beautiful monasteries of the 40 days, and as well as the and other places. Really keep and support that. This support is not just that we're doing this because of Gyatrul, but this is our practice, our meditation. We have to accumulate the merits. That's why the Buddha lay out 6 Paramata teachings. 6 Paramata is a practice. It's not just a kind of listed and read the levels of occasions. No, they really have to practice it. Generously practice. and morality practices, and patient practice, and then joyful effort, and concentration, and wisdom. Those are 6 parts. For example, this time, Gyatrul Rinpoche, even when he is entering the Mahaparinirvana, his vision is to make charity of his own precious bodies. Bodies as generosities. This is a big generosities. Because in teaching said, we all living beings so much grasping, clinging to this body. This body is the one of the principal tools and instrumental to make so many things, unwholesome things, thinking of good for ourselves. Really, this body is so weak, clinging, attachment. What is the body is one of the principal causes of the ego clinging. For that reason, Great Master Shantideva said, give up the object of that way you hold, like grasping or clinging. 3 things: body, wealth, and virtuous activities. That's what I mean. Without the giving up things, lack of grasping, clinging, there is no enlightenment. Grasping, clinging is the obstacles, fundamental obstacles, and that is the ego clinging. The grasping is even goes deeper according to the teaching. Ego clinging is coming in the surface, but grasping and clinging to this and that and all that, and thinking of like this body with this. And many great masters in debating that I read this, they say in their life story, say, according to Buddhism, that you all know, that we are not just the first time we came on this earth. We've gone so many times, life after life, in this earth. Born so many times. But how many times we really use our body with our intention to benefit all beings? How many times we use? Very seldom. Always we make regulation, even there is no power and vision, that control of our body, we always ask to someone make this and that and things. But given freely to all the beings, that is the big generosity practice. And the generosity practice, what in teaching say, generosity of the material generosity, and the generosity of the teachings, and the generosity of the progressions. This material generosity, or the substantial generosity, or material generosity, small, medium, and big, large. The giving body is the largest gift that you can give to others to benefit things. We read life story of the Buddha Shakyamunis. How many times he gave up his own bodies to benefit all beings with his compassion, with his loving kindness, and freely giving to use of some beings so they can be benefited. They can be benefited that temporarily to feed their whatever necessary or tummy or what they can, but also contrast the greater beings, holy beings, is in the teaching said, whoever contacted me, whoever touched me, whoever heard my name, may they benefited that moment to purify their obscuration and reach enlightenment eventually. Buddha Shakyamuni did this so many times. We use the life story of the Jataka stories, his story of Jataka teachings, really, so many times Buddha gave the body. But each time Buddha said, give me these bodies. May I reach enlightenment. By that, they all reach also the enlightenment. And there is a story, every time I tell this story, of course you all know that. Ancient time in the Buddha Shakyamuni's, one was born as a big sea turtle, Turtle, I believe, sea turtle, big sea turtles. At that time, there's a big group of the merchants went to the ocean and tried to get the jewels. Those are what I teach often mentioned. And then returning back, the God, this went to set their destination and got all the jewels and bricks. Then returning back to the earth, and between there is a big typhoon or the hurricane came and completely boats or what ship or whatever that is completely upside down. And they all going to lose. More that moment, the emanation of Buddha Shakyamun, the operative reincarnation of Buddha Shakyamun, the total so that immediately went down that directions where the margins are struggling to follow their own lives. And the Buddha, the sea children came there and they all hold the sea children. And they sea children courageously withstand and hold all, everyone. And the shore, safe shore. So they all got on safe shore. Even they lost all the treasures, but they are alive. And the sea children in teaching said, so tired, by pulling all that those people, and so tired, and he falls asleep on the shore. When he falls asleep, there is an insect called the simple tetaka in the teaching said, there is an eating called the simple tetaka. Came and eating sea turtle everywhere, and the sea turtle woke up, immediately thought to jump to the ocean to save himself. Then sea turtle thought, I should not make mistakes. I saved the marketers, the 300 whatever, those numbers, but now I'm killing all these beings. That's not correct. Now is the time to give my body, to benefit all these beings. May I reach the enlightenment. At that moment, may I share first nectar teaching to these peoples, to these beings. Buddha made that aspiration, that's aspirations, and he gave up his body, Sitoju. And then Sitoju died. In the teaching it said, that time those the creatures or those insects was the first Buddha gave the teachings in Varanasi, or Rishpat Mark or Rasunga in a sangha, modern town sangha, he gave the teaching. There's 5 students, women students, and 80 golden celestial beings. These all insects or those creatures are born as gods, but they came to receive false teachings. And by receiving the teachings of Four Noble Truths, and they got realizations, also Buddha truth. So this is what religion in Buddha's teaching, generously to make charity one's own body is so powerful and so benefit, so many meritorious and benefit so many levels for all those beings. That time and continued unending, because that is contracting with the noble beings. The noble beings, these noble beings are not just born with the noble, but they are full of love, compassion, wisdom, all true bodhicitta in their heart, taking up all sentient beings to remove their obscurations and disease, sickness, caused by sickness and disease. Really, that is so powerful. And then in the Vedic teaching, this carry the body is so powerful practice. You all know, you practices. This is true practices. Giving up one's own body without grasping, clinging, holding. That is a Jew. What it does, it is not just a giving of the body itself, but it cut down the ego clingings and grasping, clinging. The self-important, self-centered mind is demolishes. Thinking other beings are so important, so beneficial. Reversing the attitude what we did all the time. I am the first. You are the second. When you have the true bodhicitta, they are the first. I'm the second. That's what we call in the teaching always. You know, only practices. Because only practice means bodhicitta. We reverse the attitude. Long-term attitude and thinking, way of thinking. So many lifetimes reversing by the teaching of the great teacher Buddha Shakyamuni, bodhicitta. And for that reason, so many times, Great Master Shantideva praised of the Bodhisattva. And there is no even joy but peace, happiness without the love and compassion. And Bodhisattva is not just a love, not just a compassion. Bodhisattva love has no boundaries. Bodhisattva love has no compassion, has no boundaries. And then it's wisdom, not just love and compassion alone, but wisdom. Combined together with the light of love and light of compassion, wisdom. It's a divine God spreading out from our heart of the unending treasures. The treasure never ends. As much as you explore, that much it explodes. That's what in the teaching said. As much as you practice, meditate, and bodhisattva, that much our love and compassion wisdom grows and grows and grows. And then, like Buddha Shakyamuni, like Guru Pema Sangha, all those great masters, really, their love and their compassion, their bodhisattva has no boundaries, no restrictions. So this is what really known as then a great master such as Gyatrul Rinpoche, even his last wish to benefit for beings. Benefit beings with all beings in the oceans. And then also, many times, also, we were saying, going to the Naga to benefit. It is true, Naga is in the Buddha's teaching, even though it's more rich and more powerful. Not all Nagas are rich and powerful, but many times, according to the teaching of Naga, Buddha Shakyamuni, Nagas are very powerful, Nagas are very rich in the world, and they have constantly suffering, troubles. There are so many diseases in the teachings. That's why, for example, Nagarjuna was great medicine man too. Nagarjuna invited to the Naga realms, and he healed all the Naga, those sick beings, and then reward offering that he got them. The Panjaparamata teaching, 1,000 Panjaparamata teaching, he came back. There is many teachings. And for example, our Lokeshwara, he first teaching to Naga realms. Our Lokeshwara came as form of the healing medicine man. And all the Nagas, he give the teachings and blessings. So this is like Naga has so many difficulties and troubles, and therefore again to help and support to the Naga and be guiding to the Nagas and heal their suffering and difficulty, and it is so beneficial to Naga. That is not just the only added benefit added there. According to the teaching of the Buddha, Naga controls. Or Buddha Shakyamuni Parikal Guru Pema Sangha teaching, Naga controls the earth. Naga controls the oceans. So when Nagas are happy, Nagas are more comfortable in their beings, the earth will be more lush, more balanced. There's a timely seasons, timely harvests, and therefore everyone become more harmonious, more peaceful there. Because now this time you see that the elements are bouncing back and forth, so many changes, unbalanced situations, earthquakes, and hurricanes, and fire, wind, is it water? So many troubles, really, so many. Those are predicted by the Guru Pema Sangha, one after another in that. Because human behavior is very wild, very kind of like self-important way of thinking that, behaving, and don't have the respect and the appreciation to the elements. The teaching of the Guru Pema Sangha said to respect the element, appreciation to the element in the earth is so important. Those are great temples when they reveal the Dhamma teachings, which is hidden by the Guru Pema Sangha. And with great wisdom, Dakini, the Shimsoja, when they reverse, they not just take that way and go away, those particular earth Dhamma. In always they substitute, refill the way they take things and put back things there because they won't lose the earth energy. That's the reason. How environmental consciousness. Really, I never thought that before. But those immigrant temples are so environmental conscious. They're always thinking of the well-being of the world and the elements. Preserve. That is not just these temples, but the Guru Pema Sangha. Put back things, examine also instructor what things put back when they take the whole, but particularly them from the earth, when they take, they put back that. That's the how there's really preserving that so important. Then it says intact of the energy, balance is perfect and it benefits for all beings. So all those reasons, this Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche was very, really big, generous, they practice it in a way, very beautiful, exemplary things in a vast country. And then also during this time that when we are keeping the preservation of the holy body, sacred body, and there's so many there's beautiful, wonderful things happening. All the sangha members really mention it one after another, and those are signs of the realizations. Sign of realization with true nature, with bodhicitta. Bodhicitta generally has two bodhicitta, of course, you all know. Relative to bodhicitta, love and compassion. And the wisdom, of course, talking of all beings. And absolute bodhicitta is understanding of the nature of the mind and nature of this phenomenal existence, which is often known as great emptiness. Or in the Dzogchen teaching, this is Dzogchen, realization of the Dzogchen teachings. This to combine these two is, when you have that realization, then it reflects that power, the energy, the element, fire, water, wind, and earth, it really become then more tranquil, more calmer, more peaceful. And that we also witnessed ourselves yesterday. And everyone said this ocean will be so rough and tough, particularly this time of the years, and so kind of like difficult challenges like that. And everyone's really saying, the reality is really so calm, so beautiful. And then the one who went to the ocean, those who went with these holy bodies, everyone said the ocean is really quite calm and peaceful. Very unusual. Even local people say that it's quite unusual weather this time of year. Because of the bodhicitta. Realization with bodhicitta. Relative bodhicitta, absolute bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is calm, peaceful, love, kindness. Because of bodhicitta, we call Buddha ultimate. The Buddha is a friend to all the beings without introducing. You don't have to introduce to become friend of the Buddha. Buddha is a friend of all. Bodhicitta is a friend of all. When you have that soothing and the calming powers of the mind, that bless the energy reflects to the elements, then oceans are calm, peaceful. Even we heard, and I heard, that you all went, many of you went, and the dolphins came. Rolling, singing and dancing in a way, really well receiving these gracious holy bodies to the ocean. Those all indicate that's what we see the world with. But reality, maybe it's something different phenomenon exists, happening. But it's really so beautiful that is a Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. So now I will say, really, you all keep the vision and the legacy that I said so many times, but these three turning the wheel of Dharma, I really want you to encourage, keep up. This is the time we should not discourage. We should increase our courage and commitment. That is, and to keep up the legacy and vision and turning to these three wheels. Wheel of the beneficial activities, and well of the studying and contemplating activities, and well of meditation and practice activities. Keep continuing journey, turning individual level and the group levels. That group level means come together. Practice. Sangha means together. Sangha, power of Sangha is so powerful. In the teachings, it's really inconceivable. Particularly coming together Sangha and doing something good with the same heart, same intention, same thought, same vision, same goal, with love and compassion, devotion. It's divine. That in itself is mental, holy mentality. So coming together in practice. And then will of that free will going together with the individuals in your home and your rooms. And that is, if we able to turn this free will, if you do that, that is in the Tibet what's called Wunzo. Although I'm sure many of you know those yogas, many of you speak Tibetan, fulfilling the supreme wish of the lamas or holy beings, supreme wish of the beings. So the supreme wish of the lama, what Gyatrul Rinpoche is three wells, these three wells. You have to turn continue the well of beneficial activity. Beneficial activity is by far more connected within among the 6,000 mothers, first three mothers. Generosity practices, morality practices, and patient practices. This first three is more training with. Generosity practice one. We do practice generosity according our capability, your time, your wealth, and your support to the center, to the ODD, and as well as statutory leading. Keep our support. Because you all create such this beautiful metaphors. With the Gyatrul Rinpoche, assistant with you all assisted to learn with Gyatrul Rinpoche. And created this beautiful mandala, sacred mandala, leading all the place of the linear hall. It's like you have all created as like powerhouse of the really Dharma, powerhouse of the study, meditation, and practice. Now we have to keep continuing. The yoga and the Gyatrul Rinpoche and you all wish, I'm sure, may this our joyful effort continue building up this beautiful temple and all these centers last for long time, last forever, until samsara is completely empty. Really wish that for. And you all support you when you Gyatrul Rinpoche. Really creating such a beautiful Dharma center. Look at this very beautiful, unbelievable beautiful place. And blessed place. So now we have to keep up this. So all together, group level, program level, and that will fulfill supreme wish of the Gyatrul Rinpoche. It's honor to me. You did 49 days practice of the more than 49 days, or 50 days. You did practice of the Gundu practice, which is so wonderful. But that is the beginning. Now you have to keep up for the Gundu to the trainer well of the beneficial activities. That's really you need to keep up the center and to keep up continuing activities of the Dharma. Whatever you do, and even more than before. That is a big offering. Offering to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and Venerable Gyatrul. All of this is a big offering, big gift, all sentient beings too. Helping to the sentient beings through the teaching is the most powerful in the teaching state. It's really so powerful because teaching is completely, absolutely best upon love and compassion. Muslims. We're really keeping up that godliness, teaching, authentic teaching, that as taught, keeping up that in practice all this. So that place where the temple and retreat center, such as this, and the Taiji trainings are really so important. And first, it is so important to creating that, so important, and so many Dharma activities we have there. That is so important, so beautiful, so powerful, and now you have to keep up. Those are called holding the lineages. Lineage, you know that. In a way, those old such monasteries established in the 8th centuries by the Khenpo Tsewang Dongyal in the Songdete in the Gurkha Masano, Great Master Shendana. But something is still standing. Who kept on that? According historically, Gurkha Masano said about 55 years in Tibet, then he left the Pure Land or West. And the Shendana said, oh, maybe 15 years or 10 years, some according to different things. Then he entered Mahaparinirvana. Khenpo Tsewang Dongyal, they all the same thing. About 69, I mean, different things they say. But no. But their establishment, their teachings, their practice of what they started, established is continuing now. Until now, even more stronger than before, in a way. Really. So beautiful kept that. Who kept all the lineage orders. the sangha members. We call the lineage holders. Sometimes we think, oh, some lamas or the teachers are the lineage holders. Yes, they are. But you are all lineage holders. You all hold the lineages. Sangha is the holder of the lineage. Sangha members. Buddha taught the teaching, and teaching is the Dharma, and who uphold it is Sangha. Buddha came 2,600 years ago. The teaching is still continuing. Even there's so many interruptions, the obstacles come, but their courage, those practitioners' courage, their commitment and confidence keep the teaching in the heart and carry it on a different soil, different land, and still teaching is coming up, brightening, really does it. So you are all holders of the teachings. Therefore, now raise up your courage and commitment to hold the teachings and support the Sangha members to each other. Support this older Sangha member who are more experienced, more has knowledge. Really keep up this. That fulfill the wish of the very venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. That will remove our obscurations and accumulate the merits. So therefore, that is so important. Along with that, secondly, training the will of path of the studying and contemplating. That which you are already doing. Don't stop studying and contemplating as much as you can. And particularly teaching, practice what you're doing. What you're practicing and about that, regarding that, meaning that practices, and trying to really come clearly understanding of the practices, what you practice. And also keeping up that part. Is turning the will of the study and contemplation. Then finally, meditation, practice. That is so important. So important. What you start, what you learn, of course, that is good too. But now to really to mature our mind, our mind, we have to purify our obscurations and accumulate merit. That is coming from particular power of the meditation practice. And the training the beneficial activities of that also really purify, accumulate the merit. But practice itself has become more powerful, touching to the heart. And therefore, this always in the teaching said, keep these 3 wells together, always. Always. So therefore, I just thought really that is so important, and to keep, and then to keep all the really the practice and the teachings. What do? You keep it, and I want very well in the way you instructed to you all, and really. In this time, some member, as I said, have to come together more stronger, and then continue to carry the practice and meditation and that, and then for example now you have then you all that is said during the Gyatrul Rinpoche when we need to life. I mean you all support to the center so much, really so very well. I'm so really impressed of your courage, your commitment, and your really dedication and the devotion to your very wonderful Gyatrul Rinpoche is unending. Really, and then you all Sangha members as larger level supported, and then particularly such as like you all the core group that who help, such as Shashi and Mimi and Ida, and then who else I don't know all of them, but really so much, and the Sanjay and Lama Chuna, they support and all keep talking. So whenever we get promoted, it really is so wonderful, beautiful with your support, your courage, your commitment. These visions of Dharma teachings and Dharma centers are flourished, but at the same time, you're honored and supported through very venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche. So perfectly beautiful. And that is known as Guru Yoga practices. Of course, in Guru Yoga, what I call practices, we do chanting prayers. But reality in Guru Yoga, in the teaching said, calling Lama Pa is not just a Guru Yoga. That devotion is Guru Yoga. Your devotion to the teacher, that is Guru Yoga. Your love and affection, service to the teacher, and keep up his visions ago, that is Guru Yoga. prayer is of course Guru Yoga, but not just the devotion. That's really so important. And doing this, then, as I said in the teaching, always said that you know that is purifying obscuration and accumulate the merits. Realization of the true nature, realization of the understood perfect meaning of the one's own any nature of it is not just going to come without the blessings from the Guru and without the accumulate the merits. There is no realization will come. These both are needed. Many times during the Guru Yoga practice or the devotional practice, service to the Guru is more powerful to purify the obscuration instantly because accumulating merit so fast. And for those reasons, in the words of my perfect teaching, Kundalini Lama Shalom, often say, for example, realization of the Tilopa, realization of the Naropa came from the service to the Tilopas. Tilopa, over 20 years or 24 years, is that service to the Tilopa as his wishes. And many times it's very difficult, troubles. But he never hesitated, he never lingered. Naropa, always trying to fulfill the determination to fulfill the wish of the Dharmas. Many times, with all together, 24 hardships that we went. When 12 that are minor, 12 big hardships, the Naropa never had hesitated. Because of that, in the teaching said, he got ecstatic realizations. Realizations born as like brilliant morning sunlight, instantly came. All that time, accumulate the merit and purify the obscurations. Externally looks like all those hardships. That's how to accumulate the merit. And then we read the life story of the Malarepas. His hardship, his courage and commitment to his teacher, Marva. Again, it says so clearly in the words of my perfect teachings. Malarepa is not started at academic levels, anything like that. He was just a very courageous, brilliant young man, but determination. He liked to purify negativity, what he did. He don't. And his unfailing devotions, commitment, confidence to his teacher and as he teach, he practiced. And that lifetime, Malarepa become the one of the great masters in the Buddhist historians. Even though he didn't start anything, his songs carried profound meaning of all the Buddha teachings. Not just the profound meaning, but so pointed, so directed. Each word is really so strong and powerful, carry the profound messages. His songs, that's what the teaching said. And the Jimmy great master Vijayadhara Jimmy even though he started something, but practice meditated with his again commitment, devotion to the great master Longkimas. Even there is quite many years difference, but because power of his devotion, his commitment, his dedication, the Longkima appeared 3 times in Buddhism. And Jimmy will become the then known as the second Longkimas. How great! And Longkima himself, so famous scholars and brilliant scholars, but yet scholar and brilliant starting scholar won't bring the realization. Alone with that won't bring the realization. He contacted the great Vidyadhara Master Kumarandas. He contacted with courage and commitment and devotions. He made the service of the three pleasant offerings. Among the 3 pleasant offerings, the spring of pleasant offering is to practice the meditation. Longkima was born spiritual levels, but he really said that I will practice and meditate what you taught me. That's my offering. Dongyal said 6 years in the teachings with the Kumarangas. And he did the teachings and practices. And then he went on for 3 years meditation practices. And then Dongyal become the second Garak Dorje, or Garak Dorje of Tibet, or the Samana. And then he's already great scholars. But then his teachings, all those teachings, what he wrote, it's not just went through the books and reference point like this. In the hermitage, on the mountain, in the cave, he expounded all these teachings of the profound and direct meaning of the whole entire Buddha teaching, particularly those Dzogchen teachings, the Dzogchen Tantra, essence teaching of the Dzogchen Tantras. Oh, those all come, not just starting with scholar, but devotions. So service the teacher. Teacher, a major offering with joy and courage and commitment is so rewarding according to teachings. Really. And he accumulated merit. Two merits. Accumulation merit, what's the merit? Purifying the two obscurations. The more negative emotional obscurations and the grasping habitual obscurations. It's purifying the two obscurations. So this is really service to the teacher and supporting his wishes and supreme goals up already. That is supreme, following the supreme vision of the great masters. So you all really have to keep up that. I just said, of course you will do that. Don't discourage this. Don't just kind of disappointment of the eternity of Gyatrul Rinpoche. Gyatrul Rinpoche has, according to the samsara level, he has full life. He's close to 100 years old. 100 years. That is big, long life. And he's very quite healthy. And his mind is smart and is clear and is spoken to you all. And the teachings, all that. It's a miracle. These are all realizations. In a Tibetan story, said, Madik Labdon stayed in 99 years. Madik Labdon in the city. Tabo Jabo stayed over 125 years in the teaching city. And then, of course, Shantarak is different. When they talk, they said that 900 years still. 900 years. Waiting to be born, came to some deadly, to spreading and establishing the Buddhism in Tibet. Said that. But this close to 100 years is a really excellent long life, is full life in the samsara level. In the dharma level too, as I said. In the teaching city, Master Labdon stayed 99 years. Also teaches. But otherwise, whether the teacher stays or not, we have to keep the vision. We have to keep the vision of the teacher and the practice during where he's staying, and as well as when he departed, then we have to keep up that. His physical is left, but his wisdom, his meditation, his realization is never left. Become even more powerful with you, with all, whoever devoted. Really, that his realization mind, his wisdom mind is more powerful. That's what they said, mingling one's own mind with mind and lamas. This is the time. But at the same time, when that mingled with mind and one's own mind with the lama's mind, then caring his duty, his responsibility, according to your best capabilities. Preserving that. And that is also 6 paramita practices. 6 paramita practices. 6 paramita practices, the generous practice in morality and the patient practices. This is how we pray. We not doing anything. We're not going to really accommodate that to those 6 paramitas. So therefore, we should always be kind and nice to each other, and sangha members respect each other, and sangha is so important. And without the sangha member, we're not going to practice 6 paramitas. And then particularly, of course, we all know, patient paramitas. Hard paramita is that we are going to really practice. And what the great master Raga Akse said in Shantideva said in teaching, said, we are always honoring, praying to the Buddha, but we don't do that to the sentient beings. We honor the sentient beings. But what Shantideva said, why you don't honor and respect all sentient beings? Buddha, because you're giving the honor and respect to the Buddha because Buddha gave the teachings. But really, who putting us in training and testing of the practices? Not by the Buddha. That testing, the training is given by the sangha members. Really. And they sentient beings. Therefore, we sentient beings. The sangha members and the sentient beings are the support to expand stronger our six paramita practice. Without that support, we're not going to accomplish six paramita practices. So that means we're not going to accomplish it to the maturity, accumulation merit practice. Not going to accomplish. Therefore, sangha members are so important to each other and support to each other. And sangha members in the Vedic teaching already said, Vedic brothers and sisters. Vedic brothers and sisters is not just like like name, but it's you are bonded with Vedic Samayas. We all, with one teacher, one mandala, one teaching, and one sangha in way. All bonded in that. That bond is not going to finish now. In the teaching said, they will continually until we all get enlightenment in one manner. That's what we said. We all, by this merit, doing this bad practice, this and that thing, we all accumulate merit and get enlightenment one manner as one assembly. Those are the teaching we pray to. This is called Vedic brothers and sisters. And Vedic brothers is also realization of seeing and a little bit Vedic realizations. Vedic realization what in the teaching say, often say, all this, everything is three mandala states or three Vedic states. Vedic form, Vedic song, and Vedic mind. And when we have that keeping realization of that, have that for some degree, that's called Vedic practitioners. Vedic means not too much. Excellent Vedic is free from duality. That is Vedic. But not too much grasping, clinging, that is our practice. So we don't holding too grasping, clinging of this and that thing. That's why we do various other practices. Cleansing and purifies. Any those kind of like anything, really cleanse and purify by the four powers. Those are all the instructions we received. You received. Cleansing, purifying. Not just purify at that time, misdeed and all that, but really was misdeeds in the past. The misdeeds that we did, unknowingly, misdeeds that we did without kind of not paying attention. Misdeeds we did emotions, power of the emotions. And then sometimes we did mistakes with negligence or not kind of too keen to keeping up all the guidelines. We do that, so that's not a mistake. But the power of the Vedic Sattva is really cleansing, purifying by that meditation. It is so powerful to purify all those obscurations, to restoring that friendship and the confidence, the joyful, and hold the division and goal of the Buddha, generally Buddha and Buddha Muslim, particularly the Gyatrul Rinpoche, all together. That is really, as I said many times, following the supreme wish of the noble great masters. It is great practices. It is a great Nama. It is heal and remove the suffering, the difficulty, trouble, power, and benefit of all world and all living beings. So that is really what I would say. And it's really your own sangha members kind of come together and they support and respect. For example, Sajim Khandu, Lama Sajim Khandu is really so many received teachings and practices, and so many masters. He is so well experienced, and along with the Lama Chunam, and then Ayla and the Sachi, and those all. I mean, you know all that, and then such as the Lama Jimmy and the Lama and Ying is here too. So really, the support to the keep of the vision of this Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche, and that is so special and powerful. And then we are going to keep up this particularly you have courage and commitment to preserve this legacy vision until the reincarnation of the Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche comes. Gyatrul Rinpoche is not just a local lamas, but he is incarnate lamas. sure you will incarnate as your prayer soon, daily. And Sangha unit, Sangha support, upholding his wishes goal, that even makes more speed of his reincarnations. It's become more powerful than just a chanting prayer, please come, return, cook. That is so important to you. But your unit, your togetherness, your sangha, practice, harmony, all the uphold those three wills I said, really that. And then of course you see the others and keep up that. So important, so meritorious. And then you're going to hold up this torch of his teachings, legacy, and hand it over to his reincarnations with the other sangha members. So that's generation. That's why lineage comes continually keeping. This is like in a way, 8th century Buddhism came to Tibet and continually then carried by that all the practitioners one after another until now. And now the 20th century, Tibetan Buddhism came in these countries. And now you are all going to hold his teachings. His teachings as in the way they did. When Shadarakna, Nirvana, Masamba, Great Master, Luman, Mantara, all those are left in a different way in the rainbow boarding or whatever. But teaching continuity, now you're going to keep that. Really, that's your responsibility. That is big mandatory activities and very good space for you and for all these to every levels, and is also offering the Buddha Dharma Sangha. And so that's my talk of these things, and thank you very much everyone for that. And then we have some questions, I will talk if I can answer. Thank you. Yes, and also I know somebody said you'd like to have some questions. So if you have some. Anyone else?
Rinpoche, thank you for your wonderful advice. And I was just wondering if you could tell us how you first met Gyatrul Rinpoche.
Oh. I met Gyatrul Rinpoche in India, and it was about, I think it's around 1965. 1965, like my brother and Khenpo Tsewang Dongyal, they become really good friends. So they're visiting each other, and that's how I met with Gyatrul Rinpoche. He was very gentle and peaceful, and afterward, maybe few months after or whatever that, and my father mentioned, oh, the Gyatrul Rinpoche is a really good trucker, he said. This Gyatrul is very trucker. He's so humble and simple trucker. Trucker must be always like, every trucker should be like Gyatrul Rinpoche. He said that because in a Tibet, some truckers, they are, not all of them, but in Tibet, because they are very young, they are really kind of immediately elevated but as being ones, and then everything support the God and the respect and all that. So sometimes they are kind of like on the what's called elevated all the time, and then many kind of the humble person, the poor people, or the old practitioners can't communicate that easily to them. So therefore, that's what my father said. The Gyatrul is very humble and simple, and should be like him. That's what he said. So really true. And then, in 1967, and that time, the Tibetan Institute in India is established, or in Varanasi established, and my brother was the head of the human department of the institute. So, and then that time, Gyatrul was going to the west, and so he said before he's going to the west, going to see my brother. So Gyatrul came to stay with the Khenpo Tsewang, I think really over 10 days, was a long time. He stayed, and we said is going to the West. They all going to England or the America because that time when they don't know so many countries in the West. All the names always they said British and America. They said so that time then Gyatrul Rinpoche. So he went to Canada actually. Went to Canada. So that time he stayed. I met him that time. Yeah, any questions? Yeah, I'm very questions now.
I don't have a question, but when you teach, you remind me of Gyatrul Rinpoche. When you talk right now, this last 1 hour, you have very similar style.
Oh.
You make people cry when you you have a lot of power of compassion for the cheetah. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
No.
Blessing of Gyatrul Rinpoche. Blessing of Gyatrul Rinpoche.
I love peace can come back and help us.
Thank you. Thank
We
you.
need teacher like you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, so then we do practice, so various type of practice, so thinking of following the wishes of the Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche, and there's no obscurations or obstacles, and as well as following the wishes of all sangha members, and then as well as every living being. So start with 7 lines prayer, maybe 3 times, Mantra Gurabhema Sambhava, again short time, and then do various other practices. If we do maybe 1 mala, it's okay, 1 mala, and then we will dedicate the minute. Thank you very much. And the wishes of the Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche is so important, and that's your responsibility. And that is also your intention, your wish too. You're all connected with Venerable Gyatrul Rinpoche and your son. So now to keep up that practices, that legacy and visions. Gyatrul Rinpoche is, you all know, Nyingma lineage order, or Buddhist lineage order, Nyingma lineage order, and among the Nyingma lineage order, he's gained interest and so devoted with his own Rinpoche's teachings that you all know. And now you all have to keep up that. Really, as your practice, keep up that practice. I'm sure in the future you will invite some teachers and masters, great teachers. They're all great, but your lineage, your practice is a vision of the Gyatrul Rinpoche be guided, or he guided you, and his wish that you will keep lineage of the what his wishes and the new lineages. And the teachers who came, well, keep teachings, all is wonderful, spiritual, but they are supporter to growth of your gain wish and gain wish of the Gyatrul Rinpoche. They're like I said, miracle grows. They're like maybe like my new miracle grows. They're great, but your practice, your upholding the beautiful full of lotus flower, or rose flowers, or marigold, whatever, that have to grow in the bloom and hold that beautifully grow and make that offering to the Gyatrul Rinpoche, really can I handle that all. That's really I like to say. And all keep up, all teachers are great, they excellent, they teach what are teaching excellent, but our responsibility, your lineage order of the Gyatrul Rinpoche wish. Gyatrul Rinpoche wish, when a lineage is, when his own Dongyal Rinpoche, you all know, you know more better than me, but his wish is, that's what you have to keep up. His teaching, the wishes and his vision and goal is teaching of the Buddha. And all other teachings of Buddhas, all teaching will lead to the enlightenment, and what you practice will lead to the enlightenment. It's not something different. So it is all the other teachings, all what is empowerment, what that will make your practice, what your practice make stronger, more grow, more beautiful. Beautiful. That's really I want to request you. And to do that, and then practice here, and also go to Tashi Chunin. Beautiful rich land, you know. I don't have to explain. It's a perfect hermitage qualities that told in verse, in Gurubhema Sambhavas, and as well as all those great masters in the Sutra Alankaras or Doditi. All those teachings in perfect, really rich land. And spend time there. I some time. Within the time, maybe the 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. There is some kind of let a quiet time to our own self, your own self, to cultivating the inner qualities. Joy and peace, realization, devotion, root deepening your practices. So those are all important and really so keep up. And you all know, I just reminding that because you asked me to talk something, and that's I believe that. So I just thought to tell you that. Okay, and thank you very much everyone for giving me this again opportunity to be with you all. And whenever Gyatrul Rinpoche was so kind to me and to my brother, they had kind thought really always. And so I just feel so happy that I'll be able to come here and partake particularly short time participate this and with you all and be together. I'm thankful. And my best wishes, actually, there is thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your words are so moving to us. We well practiced together, and particularly what you said about practicing together, really not maybe just a chant for J. Swift Beaver, but as our practice together gets stronger, that will make that quicker and much more swift. So thank you so much, and please come again and again.
Also,